When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Danny Glenn, everyone, and the Unity North Band. Well, good morning, Unity North. How are we today? We are good. How are you today out there? You are good. We are just so blessed to have you. Pay no attention or pay all attention to the man at the piano. Once again, our extraordinary Richard Burdick is filling in for Ryan, and we are just so happy that you're sharing your Sunday morning with us. And we know that love speaks to us with our very next breath, with our very next thought. So I'm going to invite you to stand if you're able. We're going to throw some lyrics up there for you. This is a song that Richard wrote that is just one of my favorites. So we're going to learn to feel everything, to live life. We live it open wide. We know you live it open wide. And let us sing and raise our voices. I've learned to feel everything, to live a life open wide. Now I feel everything. There's nothing left to hide. I've looked to the depths of me and questioned what was true. Dug to the depths of me and made gets all in the eyes. So I invite you to feel it here. No, there's no need to fear. I just enjoy the ride. No, there's no need to fear, for love will be my guide. I live as each breath I take is the last one I receive, and dance in the love of life and follow every dream. Love spoke to me and lifted me much higher. Love spoke to me and set my heart on fire. Love spoke to me and lifted me much higher. Love spoke to me and set my heart on fire. What is your heart on fire today? Give me an amen.
Well, good morning, everybody. Please be seated, and let's set our hearts on fire. Let's be fully present to this now moment, to know that this now moment contains all the good that we could ever desire. Breathe with me. Take a deep breath in, and let's become present to the miracle of those around you. Let's become present to the miracle of this now moment. All the good that we could ever desire is right here. It is right now. We affirm this and pray this and know this together. We breathe it together. As we move into this beautiful morning, outwardly and inwardly, let us be fully present to the miracle that we are individually. And to know that we brought a gift into this space, into this time that is necessary, is important, is absolutely welcomed. And in that exchange of energy between your awareness and my awareness and the awareness of all that are gathered online and in the room, something magical happens. God is restored and our hearts are set on fire. Set afire with the truth that we belong to each other. So let this be a moment of a blazing awareness that there is no you or me, there is no us and them here. There is only one presence, one power, and it is God, and it is love, and it is us. This is our prayer, this is our expression, and this will be our truth. And for this we are grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Together, thank you, God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. So let's take a breath. Lots going on in October at Unity North. So we want to just highlight a few things for you. First, choir. Choir starts this Tuesday night up here in the sanctuary, 7 p.m. Invite you to come and raise your voice with Reverend Richard. You've got 2 opportunities to sing. One at the end of October with Michael March, and Christmas Eve. So if you are a singer and the qualifications are if you can breathe and you can talk, then you can raise your voice in song with us. So 7 p.m. starting this Tuesday. Rapping with the Rev. Rapping with the Rev is back, and it starts this Wednesday. We have it both online for you guys and in the room. So 7 p.m. in the sanctuary. We'll have meditation first, and then conversation with Reverend Richard. And there will be an opportunity for those of you watching also to put your questions into the room as well. So we're really looking forward to having that format back for that reciprocal energy. So we'll see you Wednesday, 7 p.m. Wagons and wheelbarrows, oh my. Wagons and wheelbarrows and pumpkins, oh my. We are getting ready for our pumpkin patch, and Judith Johnson has been working her tail feather off to make that happen. And we need your wagons and wheelbarrows for just one day, the 15th of October, from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m., so that we can get those pumpkins from the truck to the patch. Please, you can start bringing them now and put them behind the admin building, but make sure that you clearly mark them with your name so that we can get them back to you. But we only have a few so far, and we want to make this process as easy as possible. If you're interested in volunteering for the patch, both for the setup, the unloading, and then to sell the pumpkins, see Judith in the foyer right after service, or online you can also register. Fall Festival, we want to just put this on your radar, October 29th. This is our big fall event as well, culminating from our patch, which is our big fundraiser. Family event, October 29th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. It's going to be all over campus. We're going to have a scavenger hunt. You can buy your pumpkins. There'll be candy for the kids. And this is adults and families. So put it on your calendar for the Fall Festival. And then finally, Family Promise. As you know, we are hosts for Family Promise, and that is coming up again at the end of the month. So you can see Alice White also in the foyer right as you leave to sign up for Family Promise and be part of us serving that community here at Unity North. And that is it. I'm going to invite you to welcome our new people.
Thank you so much. You know, we want you to know that whoever you are and wherever you may be on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. Those of you in the room, those of you online. But more importantly, you are welcome right here. We welcome you to our hearts. We behold the light of the world that you are, the gift that you are. And I want to let you know that we have chaplains on duty that are there to simply know that gift of you. Jacinta is on the stage. Somebody asked recently, who is that person sitting on the stage? That's one of our chaplains whose sole purpose today is to hold sacred space for you. So when you make eye contact with whoever happens to be there, today it's Jacinta, she's knowing the truth about you. She's claiming the truth about you. And if you'd like to have more prayer, our chaplains, either Jacinta or I think Carol's on duty today, will be one in the back, there's Carol, back there, or up here to hold that prayer with you. But we behold you as the light of the world that you are, and we want to welcome you into this space. And if you're here for the first time, we're not going to make you do anything except just put your hand up. So we can say hi to you and recognize you and help you feel a little bit more welcome and give you a round of applause. Anybody here for the very first time today? No? Oh, okay. Is there somebody over there? Welcome. Welcome to our home. Welcome to our family. Welcome to our community. And welcome to our hearts. Anything we can do to help this feel like home, you please let us know. Right now, we're going to ask Danny Glenn to come back up. And, you know, I tell you, his heart is as pure as his voice and his music. And he is making a difference on this planet. And we're so grateful that he is making a difference here at Unity North today. It's been a bit of a hiatus. He said it's actually been 3 years since he's been out performing publicly. So we are really blessed to have him back in the room. Please give him a warm welcome.
Just as free once you know. You've seen the same sunrise, you love the same blue sky as I do. You feel the same wind blow, you have the same blood flowing through you. You are as I am, wherever you may be. There's no worse or better, you're as beautiful as me. Yeah. Come position are relative to mine. This I know. Look into foreign eyes for long enough, you might find what's really in a name. All is of one kind, the earth, the air, your mind, watch it grow. You've seen the same sunrise, you love the same blue sky as I do. You feel the same wind blow, you have the same blood flowing through you. You are as I am, wherever you may be. You are whole, you are perfect, you are beautiful and free. Yeah. You've seen the same sunrise, you love the same blue sky as I do. You feel the same wind blow, you have the same blood flowing through you. You are as I am, wherever you may be. You are whole, you are perfect, you are beautiful and free. Yeah.
Danny Glenn. You know, Danny, you said you wrote that when you were 17, a long time ago. It looks like it's been about 1 year because he doesn't age. I don't know whatever you're eating, but I want to start eating it. It's actually been 10 years, right? 14. Good grief, I really want to eat what you're eating. But aren't the sentiments in that song important for us to recognize? We're sharing the same sky, we're sharing the same earth. We're having different experiences of both the sky, the earth, and our common humanity. We all look at it differently, we all receive it differently, but it's really all the same. And we're sharing one planet together. We're sharing one humanity together, and it's important that we take the time to just pause, reflect, and remember this truth. Yes? Breathe that in. We belong to each other. We're not alone. We're on the earth to be the right person at the right time, to have the right interactions, to make a difference on the planet. Every single one of us, nobody left out. Speaking of being left out, I thought I would share some news that came out in the interfaith world that's a little bit troubling today. The Presbyterian Church has called a meeting to decide what to do about their squirrel infestation. After much prayer, they believe that the squirrels were predestined to be there, and so they should not interfere with God's will. The Baptist Church, on the other hand, felt this had taken an interest. The squirrels had taken an interest in the baptistry. The deacons met, and they decided they would put a water slide into the baptistry and let the squirrels drown themselves. Unfortunately, the squirrels like the slide, and they know how to swim. So twice as many squirrels showed up the following week. Now, the Lutheran Church, they believed in a different kind of position. They believed that they were not to harm any of God's creatures, so they humanely trapped all the squirrels and then took them over to the Baptist Church to set them free there. Unfortunately, 2 weeks later, the squirrels were back when the Baptists took the water slide out of the baptistry. Now, the Episcopalians, they believed in a more unique path by setting out pans of whiskey around their church in an effort to kill the squirrels with alcohol. Sadly, they learned how much damage a band of drunk squirrels can do to a church building. The Catholic Church, they believed in a more creative strategy. They simply baptized the squirrels and made them members. Now they only see them at Christmas and Easter. However, the Jewish synagogue, not much was heard from them. They took the first squirrel and circumcised him. There hasn't been a squirrel seen since. I need a drum. Ba-dum-bump. This world is full of 1,000 ideas, 1,000 beliefs that are like squirrels, all running around our head, all running around our environment, everybody with a different perspective of a different way, and it can feel like squirrel, 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 squirrel. It's happening in our churches. And I like to say today, I want to celebrate that squirrels are happening in our church. In fact, we invite the squirrels in. We don't try to get rid of them because we believe they bring something of value into the room. We celebrate that. We invite the squirrels. We all have answers. We all have beliefs. We all have our own questions. And when they come into the environment together, they are necessary for the whole to become more of what it can possibly be, for the spiritual community to become more than it can possibly be. So we're not trying to kick the people that don't necessarily fit a norm, an imaginary norm, but we invite in those that are outside the norm, outside the box, because they bring something of value to each and every one of us. Not all churches are like that. Have you noticed that? Not all places of worship are like that. A lot of places within just a few miles of us, probably 100 of them, are trying to decide who's right or who's wrong. Or actually, no, they're not trying to decide. They've already decided who's right, who's wrong, who belongs and who doesn't belong, who fits in and who doesn't fit in. And they're trying to get rid of squirrels that come into their doors that don't fit the dogma and the doctrine that has been rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed for centuries. So I'm damn proud that I belong to a community where squirrels are invited in. Make me a little uncomfortable. Let's stir things up a little bit. Let's see the value of everybody. But everyone else is asking, who's got the perfect belief system? Which one is right? And the beat goes on and on and on and on, and it's been going on since the inception of religion on the planet. And I'm proud that we belong to a community that is changing that paradigm. One service, one class, one idea at a time. We're trying to stir the waters. We were in a meeting Thursday night with the LGBTQ ministry, and one of the presenters on the video clearly said the answer to the evolving of the human race is to stir the waters, trouble the waters. God's going to trouble the water, but God's going to trouble the water through you, through me, through us. And for a while now, it was pretty evident at this meeting Thursday night that we trouble the water to a little tiny degree. We put our toe in the water and kind of mess it up a little bit, but we don't want to be noticed too much. For a long time, this church was proud. It would say, we're the best kept secret in Cobb County, and we were proud of that. I'm kind of embarrassed by that. I think the time has come for us to stir the waters more than just a little bit, but to splash around and say, there's a new paradigm that wants to exist. There's a new reality that wants to exist on this planet, and it certainly wants to exist in Cobb County. It's an environment that says squirrels are welcome here because squirrels are beautiful. I was talking recently with Susie, and she said, basically squirrels are just rats with pretty tails. And I made an effort the next night to go out and check what was going on at my bird feeder. I feed the birds in my yard, and we have squirrels, and I'm always trying to get rid of the squirrels because they're eating all of my food. The squirrels became very popular when I went out one night about 10 o'clock at night, and there was a rat on my bird feeder. And I had to exclude, oh my gosh, the squirrels were no longer the enemy, it was the rat. I have to get rid of the rat. And I made a decision, we just got to quit feeding the birds. We got to quit feeding the birds because the rats didn't belong. Squirrels didn't belong. Everybody quit eating. Everybody quit eating because I was at the bird feeder saying this doesn't belong and this doesn't belong. I think our religious systems have done that. We've labeled people squirrels. We've labeled them rats because they don't look the pretty view of who you're supposed to be by my definition and by my judgment. And I thought, no, I'm going to keep feeding the birds, and I'm going to keep feeding the squirrels, and I'm going to keep feeding the rats, and I'm going to keep feeding any animal that shows up my feeder because that animal has value no less or more than any other animal that shows up. And the same is true of the people that walk into this door, into this sanctuary. Everybody's got value. Everybody has worth. Everybody is important. And I'm proud that we belong to a church like that. Today we're starting a 5-part series. Yeah, I don't do 5-part series very often, but it's the whole month of October where we're celebrating dreams. And in particular, the dream that is this community. The magnificent dream that we are living in, the magnificent dream of a building, a community, a family, classes and services, and opportunity to grow and stretch ourselves. We're celebrating that for the whole month of October. And we know together as a community, for any dream to come to fruition, it requires a belief that it is attainable. Would you agree? Any vision or dream that's ever going to mean anything except a vision in our head must absolutely have a belief at the foundation. Otherwise, you wouldn't be investing your time. You wouldn't be investing your energy. This community is a dream that once only existed as a belief in the minds of those that came before us. Where you sit today, you're on the shoulders of giants. People who came together and had an idea in Cobb County. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Maybe something can happen here. Maybe something beautiful can happen here. But it only lived as an idea. A dream that hopefully still lives in the minds of those of us sitting here and those of us watching online, even though you don't live in Marietta. You are a part of that dream. You believe in an eclectic and open, affirming environment where everybody is welcome. And we don't try to poison the squirrels. We bring them in realizing they bring nutrition. They bring goodness. They bring a perspective that we've never had that is necessary to the whole. But let us know together today that every class, every service, every project, every program, every gathering first began as a squirrel. Squirrel in somebody's mind. In the mind of a visionary who believed in the possibility and then put in a water slide to welcome them into the baptistry of consciousness. Let's let them in. Let's put in a slide and let them not drown, but let them swim in the laboratory of our existence, which is our mind. Let them live in our minds in such a way that they're so real as a belief that they cannot help but invite their friends to jump into the pool, and maybe we become more and more and more. Everything in this world was created twice. You know that? First in mind and then in reality. It's a basic unity principle. But if you go back to read the book of Genesis, there are 2 creation stories. Did you ever read that and wonder why that is? Why did they tell the same story twice? Because it happened twice. First in mind and then in reality. First as a belief in the mind of God, as a possibility in the mind of the infinite, of the one, of the divine essence of all creation, and then we got involved and took that divine idea out of consciousness, took the squirrel out of the baptistry and said, let's create a whole family of squirrels. Let's create a whole family, a center of people stretching themselves, growing themselves, becoming more of themselves with harebrained, squirrely ideas. And maybe, just maybe, we will change the lives of people who have been tossed aside. Maybe we will change the lives and the hearts and the families of people who were told they did not belong and that they had to fit in. Anything that's ever existed began with an idea, a belief, a notion, and a vision that was felt, that was seen and dreamed first in consciousness, then in the manifest realm. This community was a vision that was then empowered by a couple of people, a very small group of people. It says in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 18, where 2 or more are gathered in my name, I am there. Say that with me. Where 2 or more are gathered in my name, I am there. That's not the slide I wanted, but leave it up because it's going to get there in just a second. I like that Christed idea. It is a Christed idea. It is an evolved idea. Christed simply means enlightened idea. I'm living in the light that when you and I come together in a possibility, something magical happens, something beautiful happens. When a small group of people got together and dreamed this place up in mind, the universe began to respond, the cosmos began to respond, and poof, Big Bang was happening after Big Bang. And something was moving and stirring that was necessary. The way I like to take that Christed, enlightened idea is to say this quote that's on the slide right now. Let's read it together. Where 2 or more are gathered in the name of possibility, the possibility is realized. We need each other. Do you realize that? We need each other. Because this isn't about a collective dream only, it's about the individual dreams. When Mike comes to me and I go to Mike, I'm believing in his vision for his life. He's believing in the vision of my life. And we're doing the same for Atiba. We're doing that same for Sue and for Peter and for Judy. We come together as squirrels with a notion that maybe some people in our family think is crazy. I think I can do this. I think I can be more of who I'm supposed to be. No, just get back into the box. Or we're going to have to put some whiskey out and get you drunk so that we can kill you and get rid of you because you don't belong. Dreams collectively believed in are dreams collectively realized. And I want to get drunk on the power that has been placed into our hands to create the best life for you and the best life for me and on the best life for this community and the best life for the people that are looking for us today that don't even know we exist because we've played small. Don't stir the water too much. I want to get into the baptistry and I want to turn it upside down and I want to put bubble bath in. And I want to play in the bubble bath. And I want bubbles to go off. It's the next chapter of what this community can be. And I believe it is possible. Anybody ever know that belief has gotten a bad rap? Belief has gotten a really bad rap. Oh, no, your belief is just weak. It's weak. And why is that? Because belief has been associated with the idea of blind faith and not spiritual principle. Somebody sometimes said belief is blind faith. Just accept it. Don't question. Don't stir the water. Not spiritual principle. The laws of the universe placed into our hands and into our minds to create the very best heaven on earth for you, for me, and for us. It's what Jacinta is doing right now. She's envisioning and believing in mind that you can have the best life. As good as your life is today, it can be more. And in some environments, we are living in stagnant environments. And I've played pretty small from this platform, not wanting to offend those other environments that are just down the street that would think not twice about offending us, about telling us that we're going to burn in hell, or that we're a cult. Oh my God, we're the farthest thing from a cult. We are a living, breathing presence of an environment that says, think for yourself, live for yourself, create the life for yourself, become the magnificent creation of God that you are, and quit putting that responsibility on somebody else who lived 2,000 years ago. I want to stir the waters a little bit today. I want to stir the dream. I want to stir in our consciousness how incredibly blessed we are to call this place our home. I sat here Thursday night, the last 2 Thursday nights, having beautiful dialogue with the LGBTQ plus ministry. People who were told they were broken, they were wrong, they needed to shift and they needed to change, found their way to our doors and were told for the first time, you're beautiful, you're honored, you're respected, you're loved, you are welcome. Open our arms to the squirrels, the rats, and the beautiful birds of the LGBT community because they're all a part of God's creation. No one less than another. Blind faith has been forced down the throats of those seeking spiritual meaning for far too long. Spiritual law is about opening your eyes, not closing your eyes. Spiritual law is remembering the truth that we have the ability to create heaven on earth, but we must be responsible. No longer will we say, will any church be allowed to say in my presence, don't question, don't challenge, don't stir the waters. I'm going to stir the waters, and I will take my hits for it because the world is tired of me playing small. The world is tired of me. Now, I'm going to do this in love. I'm not going to do it in an angry way. I love some of my friends that believe and think differently than I do. They would never want to come into this church. And if they did, they would be praying for my very soul because there's a special place in hell for people like me. They would look at you as sheep, as mindless sheep. I don't look at you that way. I look at you as intelligent, living, breathing, mind of God in form, in action, a divine idea that's just waiting for somebody to call you out into expression. That's what we do here, and I'm proud of that, and I believe in you, and I believe in a community like this. Now, We think that the religious world is to blame for this idea of belief, but there's a clear division between knowing and believing that has been drawn by both extreme religious people and extremely secular people as well that are throwing mud at the religious people. Your belief, it must be knowing. It must be knowing. There's a great tug-of-war game going on between atheists and religious automatons that are pulling a line and creating a line of division. And guess what? Squirrels are going back and forth on that rope, and nobody's finding home. I want to be a little Buddhist today. I am very Buddhist in my way, and that is the middle way. There might be an answer between believing and knowing as adversaries, between atheists and religious people as enemies. I want to look today at believing and knowing as sisters to each other. I believe they are sisters and not adversaries. They feed each other. They need each other. One without the other is incomplete. It's a circle. Let's put that circle up. This is a circle of energy. That's what we do here. We move energy, we live as energy, and we talk about energy, and it is constantly moving. At the top of that circle is belief, an idea that is not in the manifest realm yet. I believe in something as possible until I live in that energy of belief long enough, it becomes a knowing. It becomes integrated in me. But I first have to stretch out of my comfort zone. I have to stretch out of what I have been to know maybe there's a greater me that needs to happen here. Maybe there's a greater spiritual community that wants to happen here. I believe something is calling for expression. When I get to that place and live there long enough, it gets integrated at the level of my heart, and it becomes a knowing. And from the place of knowing, the circle continues, because now I feel more confident. I feel more courageous. I have proved in the laboratory that a belief will absolutely show up inside of me in such a way that it's no longer a belief. I'm living as the breathing example of the dream made visible, made tangible, made audible. And from that place of courage and that place of confidence and that place of knowing, I can stretch higher. I'm the person I am today, not because of what I believed yesterday, but because of what I believed when I was 10, I was 15, I was 20, I was 30, I was 40, I was 50, I was whatever. Every single belief. So we're not talking about a circle that looks like this. We're talking about a circle that looks like this, an evolutionary process of the movement of energy that each time it comes around is at a higher place. Belief is necessary to inform the knowing. And then the knowing makes a greater, courageous, and strong me to get to the next place of who I am meant to be on the planet and who this church, what this church is meant to be here in Cobb County and in the world. A seed gets planted. Every time there is a belief, a seed is planted. And every time it pushes through the ground, beauty springs forth. And the fragrance of the beauty that we have in this community is beautiful. And the fragrance of you as a squirrel in this community with all of your thoughts, your ways of being, your lifestyle is a beautiful flower, and it will be celebrated. You're not here by accident. I celebrate you. So the beat goes on and on and on and on at Unity North as we all become more of who we are meant to be. It looks like stretching and then becoming. It looks like reaching and then realizing. Visioning and then claiming. Believing, experiencing, inviting, and integrating. We as participants in the Unity North dream, in this Unity North circle, belong to a place that encourages a bigger believing, and we won't let you play small. We will not let the good of today get in the way of the greatness of tomorrow, or we are cheating you. We won't do it as friends. Where two or more are gathered in the name of the possibility, I will not let the good of yesterday get in the way of the greatness that you can be today, because I know who you are, and you're going to know the same for me. And we're going to elevate the consciousness through belief and knowing, and suddenly dream after dream after dream has been made manifest in these walls, in these hearts, and in these lives, and in these lives online. We won't let blind faith, the blind faith of outdated religious systems, to keep us stagnant anymore. We are a circle of inclusivity and growth and not a linear game of tug-of-war deciding who's right and who's wrong. Let the squirrels out. Let the squirrels in. And open your arms and embrace them with all the love that you have to offer. I spent some time, I like words. Those of you who know me know that I like to work with words and the etymology of words. And it's no surprise, but it was a great validation. I learned that the etymology of believed is very closely related to the word beloved. Believed and beloved have the same root. Love is involved here. A belief in something constitutes a love of something, an esteem, a worthiness in an idea that is held in heart as well as mind. It must be held in heart. How many of you hold this place and the expressions and experiences that you had here close to your heart? Because you love this place. You were loved into a greater version of you. That's what we do here, and it's not always comfortable. I walked in here as a rat, and I celebrated my ratness, and you celebrated my ratness. And you saw the beauty of my ratness, and you didn't judge me that I didn't have the pretty feathers like the cardinal, that the bird feeder was open to everybody. The bird feeder was open to the beauty of the garden. That is, your flower is different than your flower, and all of it is fragrant, and the world's a more fragrant, beautiful place because we're all being our flowerness, our rat, squirrel, bird-ness. A belief in something constitutes a love of something in heart as well as mind. It is felt as well as thought. This is what unity teaches. Male and female energies must be in the field at the same time. Another circle. Mind, heart. Mind, heart. Believing in the mind creates a knowing in the heart, and then we get elevated to the next place, and then we start manifesting something beautiful and holy and sacred. We live in a beautiful, holy, and sacred dream. I'm grateful for every visionary that thought us to this moment, and I'm grateful for the visionaries that sit in this room that are no longer willing to play small. I'm throwing the gauntlet down. The next chapter of what this place can be will not be defined by COVID, will not be defined by masks, will not be defined by having to keep distance from ourselves, will not be defined by who's in the room and who's not in the room. It will be defined by the beauty of every person who chooses to just think and feel Unity North and the good that it's doing in this community. As love grows, belief grows. I believe in and love the people that come to this place. I don't do this for me. I do it for you. You do it for me. And we do it for each other. Many who are rejected by religious systems that cast them aside as outside the norm, as unworthy squirrels of a blind faith paradigm. I believe in a community that draws circles and not lines. That's why I call this place my beloved community. I will invest my time, my energy, my heart, my mind, and my soul in a beloved community as magnificent as this garden is. Here's the deal, though. Those sisters, believing and knowing, those sisters, they are a part of a set of triplets. They're not a set of twins. There's a third sister involved that allows us to be here in this dream and allows the next dream to come. I like to call it the Holy Trinity, the Holy Sisterhood, because the circle is not complete without the missing sister that propels the energy to move from one to the other. Believing, knowing, doing. Believing, knowing, and the often forgotten sister, doing. The sibling rivalry of head and heart, a tug-of-war, is benign when one brings in the forgotten sister of doing. And where does doing find its power? Where does doing find its strength? Any ideas? Love. We were talking about the labyrinth out there. And I remembered Danny's father, Dan, and I had a vision and an idea, and a few people had a vision and an idea of a labyrinth. Let me tell you, Dan and I spent hours upon hours digging gravel up that was chunks that big, trying to level a very unlevel ground. We were not enjoying it. It was not fun work. But we held a vision, a belief that there could be a labyrinth out in that field where two or more, there were only two of us digging it up. And what's out there is magnificent. and it is beautiful, and it is holy, and it is sacred. But let me tell you, we weren't doing it for our own edification. We were doing it for a beloved community. We were doing it for a beloved idea. We were doing it for a beloved possibility of what can be on an uneven ground with gravel that was this deep, that needed to be moved, and we really wanted a backhoe to do it, but we did it by hand. We had two backs, two minds, two hearts, and two very tired bodies. And at the end of the day, I hope Dan, because he's equally a part of that, goes out there occasionally and goes, this was just an idea. This was just an idea, but something beautiful and beloved came about, and it was the sister of doing that finds her strength in love. She's the glue that manifests the dreams. She's the glue that moves us out of belief into knowing and into realization. We, as a beloved community of squirrely people, and let's just get honest, we are squirrely. We are a collection of rebels and mavericks and misfit toys. And sometimes I say this, we're the land of misfit toys, and how beautiful is that? The seeds that were cast aside by another tradition, by a blind faith paradigm that no longer is valid in this world. We found each other and we planted a garden. We made a labyrinth. We have a community. Look around the room. You need these people. You need these squirrels. They're equally as beautiful as you are, and they think differently than you. They feel, they look different than you, but they are equally important. I am asking you as a community, a beloved community, over the next 2 months to offer a little TLC to this beloved community. TLC, tender, loving care. That's what we know it is, right? Tender, loving care. Well, I've got a different acronym of what we're going to be asking you to do. Belief instills something. Belief creates something. So belief, when we believe that this place can be 3 times more tremendous than it is today, it's going to testify, lead to, and create. What does it testify to? It testifies to visionaries who understand spiritual law. It testifies to visionaries who understand spiritual law. It leads to opportunities for youth and for families and for those rejected people who are looking for us today. They're looking for us. We need to be looking for them. It creates blessings. As good as this community is today, tomorrow it will be more, I promise it, if we put our doing and our love behind the vision. It testifies to connection, to a love of God, to the connection of the love of this community, to a connection of the God as every one of us, to a connection to each other as offspring of the one and only presence that is love. It will create choices. This eclectic environment can provide more choices for the uniquely different ways that we all experience the one, and more importantly, the uniquely beautiful ways that that one shows up as you. And it will lead to prosperity. The time has come for this church to quit talking a good game about prosperity and start demonstrating it. Our mission statement is to recognize and to demonstrate the divinity of all of us. Divinity shows up as prosperity, and we've been playing small. I want to trouble the waters a little bit. The waters of the baptistry of my consciousness and your consciousness. I want to stir the waters. It's time for us to not just teach prosperity, but to demonstrate it, to live it, to share it. It testifies to character. We're not just a community that talks a good game. We're a community that puts actions behind beliefs because we love this place. It is beloved to us. It will lead to fulfillment, a greater fulfillment within and outside our walls, individually, collectively, and yes, globally. Oh my gosh, that's just too much. Oh, I'm sorry if it's too much for you. Get on board. Get your shovel. Let's go dig some gravel, and let's live in the realm of possibility, the realm of a dream, and it will create empowerment. I'm going to invite the musicians to come back up. I reflected this week on the countless lives of people who are right now living their dream as a result of the empowerment they got from this space, from this community, from this garden of squirrels. They're all over the place. They don't attend anymore here. They might attend online. Many of them do. But I talk to them. And I'm proud to belong to a community that says, I got at Unity North the first time what I needed to know who I was, that I could step out onto the water and I could walk on water, and they're living the dreams. I could not count them on 2 hands and my toes. There's a long list of people who are smack dab in the middle of a dream because they got empowered here. And more importantly to me as a minister, my uncle once asked me, he was challenging me, he was a devout atheist. He was challenging me, what kind of minister are you? Because I couldn't quote chapter and verse like a machine gun. I said, I'm the kind of minister that will be present with my heart, my beloved heart, for the people who walk into my space and into my field who have been discarded, who have been told they don't belong, who have been told that they are less than, who have been told that their life doesn't match the norm. They are a squirrel. I will be that kind of minister. I want to be that kind of a church that is here at the highlight of what can be, to be an open door, an open heart, and an open field for everyone to belong here. And the dream and the visions I have for this church are way more than what we're currently living in. Way more. And they're going to require way more. And am I ready to get my shovel and go dig another labyrinth? Sure. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. And I'm willing to stir the waters to say, you need to do, I'm asking you. You don't need to do, you can do whatever you want. But I'm asking you to get on board with your shovel and to make this place all that it can possibly be. We are not defined by any human limitation. We are not defined by our past. We're not defined by anything except the baptistry of consciousness as we invite in more squirrels. Come on in, baby. More ideas, more visions. I prepared this morning. As I prepared, I was reminded of what Jesus said to Thomas. Can you play just a little light guitar behind me, Will? I don't have Ryan to ask for piano. Maybe I'll go to the piano at this point. But Jesus said to Thomas in the Gospel of John, let's put that slide up there and let's read it together. Do we have that? No? Okay, well, I'll tell you what he said. He said, you believe because you have seen with your eyes. Even better blessings are in store for those who believe without seeing. I only see it in mind. I see what is possible here in mind. I'm not seeing it with my eyes yet, but I'm building a bigger knowing, a greater knowing, a greater possibility that will be empowered by the love that I have. Wayne Dyer said it a little differently. He said the world's going around saying, well, I'll believe it when I see it. And he says, we've got that all wrong. You will see it when you believe it. Oh, so I'm going to take over, Will. I'm going to play a little piano now. Thanks for doing it in the key. I appreciate that. I believe in you, my friend. Here's what I say. We will see the community we seek as birds and squirrels and rats and human beings finding their way home when we believe it, when we know it, and when we love it into being through our actions. Plain and simple. Talk is cheap. I don't want to be a Sunday entertainment. I don't want to be a Sunday social hour. I want to be a community that's making an impact on Cobb County and that they're talking about us. I was jealous at one point that one of our sister churches, St. Catherine's, got picketed on a Sunday because of their stance about people who belong. I was jealous. Why aren't they picketing us? Because I had not stirred the waters enough. The time has come to stir the waters and say, no more, not on my watch. Over the next month, many of you are going to be getting a call from a team of dedicated Unity North visionaries, squirrels that believe in the Unity North dream. It's going to be a call of gratitude. First and foremost, thank you for believing with us. It's going to be a call to action as well. It will be a TLC call that we hope will testify, lead to, and create the next version of who we are meant to be on this upward spiral of circles. I'm going to invite you to put your ears on when that call comes in. And I invite you to open up your heart to the squirrel on the other end of the line. because that squirrel probably was touched. They signed up to be on that team because at some point they were rejected, came here and went, oh my God, I'm honored. Oh my God, I'm blessed here. I'm respected here. I'm loved here. People are looking for us. And the people that found us and received that open embrace are the ones that are going to be making those calls. Open your heart to them as we all join in the possibility of what can be in Unity North Atlanta Church here in Cobb County. We're going to go into meditation. And as soon as I find the song that we're going to sing, we will sing it. Put the lyrics up there to this song that was written by a squirrel. A squirrel at Unity North. Her name was Debbie Schroed. God bless her soul as she has transcended to new paradigms and new ideas. I believe that I can do this without music. Let me see. Can I do it without music? We're going to give it a shot. Take a breath with me. I am home. Your family is here. Take a breath with me and let's sing this together. I am home. My family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. Keep playing, guys. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I am lifted up in prayer. I am home. My family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I am lifted up in prayer. As we go into meditation, I want to give you an update on a beloved member of our family. Many of you have noticed over the last several weeks that Cecilia, who does our meditation 3 times a week, keep playing family if you can, was struggling up here on the platform. Thoughts were not being put together quite as clearly as they were before. Last week, it came to a head. And Cecilia was taken immediately from the service to the emergency room by a family member, a member of our board of directors, and her partner, her wife, Sylvia and Nita, a couple of squirrels that were told they didn't belong. Mama Cecilia was told she didn't belong either somewhere. And Mama Cecilia, for an update, they found very quickly that she had a very large tumor in her brain, and she had cancer in her lungs from a previous bout of cancer that she won. And I want to report to you, she was clear. She says, don't create, a gasp for me. Don't create fear for me. As I sat with her all day on Monday in the hospital, she says, tell my family I'm fine, and I know they've got my back. I talked to Cecilia all week long, but Thursday, after the tumor was removed from her brain, she was as clear as Mama Cecilia had ever been. And she'd gotten amazing reports from the surgeons that are joining us as her family to say, you're going to be okay. She may be watching us right now. She said she was going to be here. I said, please stay in the hospital for just a little while longer. But healing is happening because family was there for family. That's what I'm talking about today. It's a dream of what is possible when we remember we belong to each other. And I shudder to think what would have happened if a lesbian couple in our congregation was said they couldn't belong and there was nobody there to take Cecilia to the hospital. I love this community, and I love the love that demonstrates as having each other's back in all of our unique expressions, our beautiful expressions. Let's sing, family, one more time, and we'll go into meditation. Now sing it at a different place. That's what I'm talking about together. Together. I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I am lifted up in prayer.
So I invite you to take that feeling of love, of family. Feel it in your heart space as you take a breath. And on the exhale, begin to feel in your mind that you are in a meadow. You find yourself in a beautiful meadow. Feel the breeze. Hear the sounds. And as you enjoy this meadow, you see some squirrels coming to play. And pay attention to how you feel as these squirrels approach. Are you happy to see them? Do they feel like maybe they're interrupting your peace? And just be aware. Take a breath. And as you settle in, you realize they have a message. As you meet their gaze, you see they are leading you into a forest. And so you follow. And as you arrive at the stream, other animals begin to join you. Snakes, deer. Allow them to come, for they have a divine message. And these animals begin to bring stones to you and pile them at your feet. And you see there are words written, but you can't quite read them. And just allow yourself to say, thank you for sharing, because I believe it. I will see it. The divine idea rests in my heart. For these are gifts that these squirrels, these animals, have brought to you. And you see beyond the stream that the animals are beckoning you to follow me. Follow your heart. Follow the divine ideas. And they bring those stones to the water's edge. And as they begin to place them in the water, you begin to be able to read the words, the gifts, the divine idea of the dream that is yours. And as the stones pile, it forms a dam, a barrier, and the water begins to level out, and you can see your reflection. And behind you, these animals, squirrel friends, animals that have come, begin to morph into your family. And allow the faces of your loved ones, those in this community, Mama Cecilia, behind you smiling. And maybe a word comes out on one of those stones. Allow it to come, but do not resist, because the dream rests on your heart. It is in your mind. You will know it when the time is right. And so as we move into the silence, allow these precious beings to envelop you at the water's edge. Allow the divine idea of what's on your stone to take root in your heart in the silence. So as we begin to come back to this room, the feeling of love, of the dream that is each one of us, the dream that is Unity North Atlanta Church. You are a part. Your family is here. As you are lifted, so you lift others. As you believe it, you know it. As you know it, you rest in that knowing as that dream and belief becomes a reality. And so it is. Amen.
So fasten your seatbelts, everybody. It's going to be a great October. And I have the head squirrel who is leading up that team. He's a member of our board of directors. And I asked him to take the offering today, and he's about as squirrely as they come. And he is a brother of my heart, of my spirit, and he's a visionary as big as anybody in this community. I'm going to ask him to tell you a little bit about maybe those calls and to take our offering today. This is Mike Stott.
Hi, everybody. Is this on? Yeah. I think Richard's talk today, we should just watch the video of it each week, every day, for the next 6 years or 7 years till it really sinks in. Years, yes, because I've been coming to Unity for 30 years, 15 years here. And I've had so many unexpected blessings and grace. Danny Glenn. I think I first met Danny, you were 14 or 15. I was working in the YOU. He was a bright-eyed...
Hey, Mike, take off your mask. It's okay to take it off here. We can hear you better.
He was a bright-eyed young man, full of leadership and song and singing. And now I get to see him at 29 or 30 or whatever you are now, giving back of his gifts. My son, when he wanted to do his Eagle project, it became a bigger project than we thought. He built the stage out there, and I needed help. And I called my friend Frank Birdsong up, and Frank said, sure, I'll help. And if I need a hug and I need care, Vilma is there with a hug, or Peter is there with a hug, or I have the prayer shawl ministry and the chaplains praying for me. We have good friends that come to church here, Matt and Ann Duffy. Matt unfortunately passed away of cancer. One of the greatest moments of grace he had through that 4-year process was when he got his prayer shawl. And I know how important that is. Judy works with the Family Promise. I look at the statistics for the Family Promise, and I see how many families we actually get to help. Now, Richard talked about squirrels and rats and birds. I'd like to have chipmunks. I'm a chipmunk, okay? The chipmunk comes and eats all my bird food, okay? And then I think about, well, the bird seed that grows in the flowers, and then the bees come and take the pollen from the flowers, and the flowers are beautiful, and I cut them down and I give them to my wife or my daughters. Okay? We don't know how much we bless this community that we live in and how much we are blessed by belonging to this community. I can't tell you the numbers of times I have cried. I usually sit over there when we had full services, and I'm sitting there crying. The one that always gets me is Christmas Eve when we sing Silent Night and hold the candles up. That gets me every single time. One of the things that we need, though, is we need tons of birdseed. We don't have enough birdseed to do everything we want to do. And what we're going to do, I'm heading up with John Hicks. We've put together a team, and starting next Tuesday, we are going to call and ask you to examine your gifts about your thoughts about consistent giving, and to either re-examine what you are already consistently giving or to join the team to consistently give. What it gives me as a board member and the rest of our board members and the finance committee and the staff and everybody working here is to know that we will always have that 5-gallon bucket of birdseed ready when we need it. Okay, everybody should clap there because we want to we want to have that birdseed there. I want to know my mother passed away in June. I want to know the chaplains are there praying for me and my family. Okay? I want to know that when I need something, I can call on the church to help. Where's the
No,
get off the
I'm
stage?
playing family.
Yes. And so here's what I know is Desmond Tutu said the Dead Sea in the Middle East receives fresh water, but it has no outlet, so it doesn't pass the water out. It receives beautiful water from the rivers, and the water goes dank. I mean, it just goes bad. And that's why it's the Dead Sea. Our church is not the Dead Sea. I promise anything you agree to give will flow out and help as it has helped me and has helped each and every one of you. I know I'm preaching to the choir, those of you that are here in service, those of you that are watching. Be prepared in October to examine your thoughts about consistent giving and how you can get on board with us. Thank you.
And so right now, you have an opportunity to do that. Those of you in the room, we have baskets in the back of the room. Those of you online, or those of you in the room, you can get on your phone right now and you can say, I believe in this dream. We have Edie, a member of our staff, that's, if you want to get on that consistent giving program right away, she's waiting out in the hallway for you. But there's going to be a call coming. Please make your commitment and your pledge to this community. Those of you online, text whatever amount you want to give to the number there on the screen, 73256, and the amount that you'd like to say, I believe in what's going on in this community. Right now, we have an offering blessing. I'm going to invite each of us to say this blessing with one powerful voice. By the way, I want to give credit to Wes. You know, we were shorthanded here today. You can see Ryan's out. Michael is also out in the booth. Wes has been running back and forth, handling slides and sound and band and everything else. And so right now, as Danny comes back up, let's say this affirmation together with one powerful voice. I am so blessed. I am so prosperous. And it is my great pleasure to share of my prosperity and to share of my blessings. And in the giving, the entire world is blessed. Thank you, God. Amen. All right, Danny, what do you got for us?
Let's see what we got. How about some reggae, Richard?
You got it.
All ready? I had enough struggle now. I had enough worries. I had enough emptiness. I had enough of feeling lonely. So come and bring me your sunshine. Bring me love and truth and guidance. And we can hold you in the moonlight and work together to be conscious, conscious. Call it love, call it love. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Positively close the door. 5, 6, 7. Spread your light. your thing for the earth at 5, 6, 7, 8. Spread your light, radiate. Sometimes we will go against seeking reasons why. Sometimes we stray far from ourselves before we realize. I had enough struggle now. I had enough worries. I had enough emptiness. I had enough of feeling lonely. So come on, bring me your sunshine. Bring me love and truth and guidance. And we can hold you in the moonlight and work together to be conscious, conscious. Call it love, call it love. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Positively close the door. 5, 6, 7, 8. Spread your light, radiate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do your thing for the earth. 5, 6, 7, 8. Spread your light, radiate. To move slowly, positive, diligent. What other people think of you is none of your business. Sometimes we go against seeking reasons why. Sometimes we stray far from ourselves before we realize. I had enough struggle now. I had enough worries. I had enough emptiness. I had enough of feeling lonely. So come on, bring me your sunshine. Bring me love and truth and guidance. And I can hold you in the moonlight and work together to be conscious. And we can call this love. Yes, we can call this love. Yes, we can call this love. Love, love, love. Yes, we can call it love. Say no 1, 2, 3, 4. Positively close the door. 5, 6, 7, 8. Spread your light, radiate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do your thing for the earth. 5, 6, 7, 8. Spread your light, radiate.
Thank you, Danny Glenn. All right, stay on your feet, stay on your feet. We're going to end today with some peace, peace in our hearts, love in our hearts. We know that is the truth of who we are. We know that is the truth of who you are. And so we affirm that through song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, for peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Then we all are we. are. We are so happy you shared our Sunday with us out in the foyer. If you are first time here, please join Reverend Richard out by our lobby. And for the rest of you, sign up for the pumpkin patch. Sign up for Family Promise. Serve. Be the squirrel of this community. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful week.